Hey there, welcome to this video. Today we'll be looking at a simple way to manage prompts that you would send to GPT. To do that, we'll be using a library called LangChain. So let's get started by installing LangChain. Okay, now that it has been installed successfully, let's go ahead and also install OpenAI so that we can access GPT. Okay, that is also successfully installed. So now let's get started. First, we have to set a API key for our OpenAI API so that LangChain can access it. So we can do that by writing os.environ OpenAI API key equal to the key that you would get in your OpenAI dashboard. So this will set it as an environment variable on our system that the LangChain can access. I have already set my API key, so I will not be running this cell. So let's go forward. Now let's create a template, a very basic template to make ChatGPT generate a name of a company. Okay, this is a prompt. In this prompt, I want GPT-3 to generate a name. So I want GPT-3 to act as a naming consultant, and here are a few examples. The name should be short, catchy, and easy to remember. What is a good name for a company that makes product? So why we have added curly braces around the word product is because this will be replaced by LangChain, and this will be dynamic so that we can add in whatever product name that we want. So let's just run this. Once this is run, what we can do is we need to import from LangChain import prompt template. So this prompt template will allow us to create a template in which we can feed this prompt and also dynamically change the value of product. To do that, we'll create a prompt variable using this prompt template, and into this I will feed in the template. This is the one that we just generated right here, comma, we would also feed the input variables. So input variables is an array where we can write in the name of the dynamic variables that change in our template. For us, it is the product. So I'll just type in product here. Now, once I run this, our prompt template is ready. And to use our prompt template, all I have to do is type in prompt.format product equal to anything that I want product to be replaced as. For example, let's type in low fat ice cream, and it would give us a string where the product has been replaced with low fat ice cream. Right now, what we can do is we have this template that we can feed into GPT-3. So let's see how we can feed this prompt into GPT-3 using LangChain. LangChain has multiple sub packages, and one of those sub packages is LLMs. So from LangChain.llms. So LLMs here stands for large language models, and OpenAI's GPT-3 3.5 are a type of large language models. So we can import the OpenAI class from here, and we need to create a variable now using the OpenAI class, and we have to specify the model name. So this can be the various model names that are available in GPT. Today let's use ADA as an example, 001. So now we have created the LLM variable here, and using this LLM variable, we can generate results using this prompt. To generate an output from OpenAI, all we have to do is call this like a function and pass in the output of the prompt format function that we received. So if we run this, we get an output, and GPT says that we have to name it Echo Lift. Okay, but it feels like I need more suggestions before I make a decision to name my low fat ice cream company. So let's see how we can generate multiple results using our same prompt and the same input that we have. To do that, all we have to do is llm.generate. So generate will help us generate multiple outputs for the input that we provide, and we can pass in a list of the prompts that we want to send in. So what I want to do is send in the same prompt, and I want to run it for 3 times. Okay, we have the results. So now let's visualize the results. This should print out the results that we got, and we have a few more suggestions. One of it is creamy low carb ice cream, low fat ice cream, feta, and olive. Let's see how we can prepare a template for a few short classification. So here what I want GPT to do is, if I give it a list of classifications, it has to classify the new input that I provide to it. Now let's see how we can generate a prompt to perform a few short classification. What I want GPT to do is, if I pass in a word which says happy, I want GPT to say that it is a positive emotion. To do this, what we have to do is we have to prepare a list of examples that we can feed into GPT. Okay, these are the examples that I've come up with. Now let's prepare a template in which these can go in. To do that, what I'll do is I'll create a variable named example formatter template. This is a template that I will use to create sentences out of this array that we have. And let's consider one single row. And if I get in word and emotion, I want it to be placed like this. So now let's use LangChain to make this happen. So it's similar to what we did above. Let's generate an example prompt template using the same prompt template class, and we provide the template to it, and we also provide the input variables. This time the input variables are word and emotion, because those are the ones that we want to replace in our template. Okay, we have an error. Okay, the error is because I had passed in template instead of the example formatter template. Let's run this again. No errors. We're happy. Now let's go forward. So I have this set up only for one single row in my array. Now I want to do it multiple times, and then I want to create a huge sentence which has all of these inside of it. To do that, what I'll do is I'll import another class. So from LangChain import few short prompt template. So this is a class that we will use to automate this whole thing. So let's create a few short prompt using this class. To this, what we pass is our examples that we have above this array, and next we have to pass the example prompt And after this, we have to give it a prefix. So this prefix will be the title of the sentence that is generated. So for example, what I want ChatGPT to do is give the emotion of every input. Next, we want to add a suffix at the end of the sentence so that ChatGPT gives us an output. So here we are feeding in a word which has input as a dynamic variable which will get replaced, and we want the emotion as the output from GPT. And next, let's add in input variables. Here is just the input and the example separator. So this separator is the one that will separate all of these. It's actually example prompt template. I'll add 2 new lines to separate it. Now that this has run successfully, let's just use the format function and let's see how the prompt template is generated. I'll provide the input of not to be replaced over here, and let's see the output of this. It has successfully replaced the input variable. Now let's feed this into ChatGPT or GPT, and then let's see the output. So it gave us an output of negative, which is kind of right. So this is how we use LangChain to generate prompt templates, and this is a very simple way to manage prompt templates and use them easily. Thank you for watching the video.